Hello, friends. Today on Study Scripture Online, I want to take just a couple of minutes to chat with you about convictions. I admire people of conviction. If there's anything I can't stand, it's someone who's mealy-mouthed and changes color like a chameleon depending upon who or what's around him. Furthermore, the Scriptures teach that convictions are not only to be held, but they are also to be contended for. In the third verse of his short epistle, Jude writes, "I urge you to contend for the faith that was once for all delivered to the saints." Unfortunately, there seem to be many Christians who don't understand the difference between contending for the faith and being contentious about the faith. This was one of the problems in the church at Corinth. Some were elevating baptism to the level of one of the fundamentals of the faith. Now, Christian baptism is very important. But the issue of who baptizes whom is not important. And that seems to be what the believers in Corinth were getting hung up on. Our first hint of it is found at the end of verse 13 of chapter 1. "Were you baptized into the name of Paul? I am thankful I did not baptize any of you except Crispus and Gaius. So no one can say that you were baptized into my name." Apparently what was going on is that some individuals were portraying themselves as more spiritual than others because they were baptized by the Apostle Paul. In chapter 3, others were apparently basing their spirituality on the issue of who led them to Christ. It's as though a person today were to brag, "I was baptized by Chuck Swindoll," or "I got saved at a Billy Graham crusade," as if that earned an extra crown or two in heaven. In essence, Paul's response is, you're making mountains out of molehills. It's totally irrelevant who baptized you or who led you to Christ. In fact, Paul expresses satisfaction that he had personally not done many baptisms, because otherwise he might receive some honor due only to Christ. Nothing should be allowed to interfere with the priority of the cross. Listen to verse 17. "For Christ did not send me to baptize, but to preach the gospel, not with words of human wisdom, lest the cross of Christ be emptied of its power." For further exploration of this topic, click the link below, which will take you to a sermon entitled "Contentious Christians" from 1 Corinthians 1, 10-17.